First, there was the woman with the plan, and now there's a man with a plan. The Amazon is on fire. And a novel concept, actual workers in the boardroom. I'm Crystal Ball, in for Jamal Simmons, and this is Why You Should Care. 2020 presidential hopeful Senator Bernie Sanders unveiled his plan to combat climate change earlier today. The Sanders team says the groundbreaking and comprehensive proposal would not only have solutions for improving the environment, but would create 20 million jobs in the process. Now, Bernie has been busy all week rolling out plans. Yesterday, the campaign released a sweeping pro-union legislation. They take aim at the likes of Amazon and Uber. And this past Sunday, Sanders introduced a criminal justice reform plan that promises to overhaul the nation's prisons, the police departments, courts, drug laws, and the treatment of people who suffer from mental illnesses. So why should you care? All presidential candidates come out with campaign promises for a better future, particularly Senator Elizabeth Warren, whose unofficial campaign slogan is, "I have a plan for that." Bernie, though, has been criticized by some for running the same campaign during the primary season as he did in 2016. While Warren may be using a lot of what has been in the Sanders playbook for a while now, some have seen Warren as beating him in the new ideas and plans department. The plan strategy seems to be working out pretty well for the Massachusetts lawmaker. A recent analysis from 538 suggests that out of all the 2020 Democratic candidates, Warren's campaign has stood out for slowly but steadily rising in the polls. But this week shows Bernie doubters that he isn't out of ideas, and he might give Warren a run for money when it comes to bold new progressive thinking. Is Sanders trying to take the title of the plans candidate? I guess we're going to find out. Reports of climate disasters around the globe are happening so fast lately that it's pretty easy to be a bit desensitized, but you really want to pay attention to this one. The Amazon rainforest is burning at a record rate, producing so much smoke that you can actually see the fire from space. Deforestation coupled along with climate change are to blame here. The Amazon rainforest, also known as the Earth's lungs, produces 20% of the world's oxygen, plays a crucial role in keeping our planet's carbon dioxide levels in check. Now it's burning so fast that it could potentially start actually emitting carbon gases, which of course is a key cause of climate change. So what is exactly causing these fires, and why of course should you care? While it is the Amazon's natural dry season, farmers and loggers also purposefully set fire to the rainforest to clear swaths of the Amazon for industrial or agricultural use. These tactics are driven by Brazilian President Bolsonaro, whose pro-business stance and encouragement of deforestation have many activists blaming him for the current fires ravaging the rainforest. Environmental activists and organizations like the World Wildlife Fund warn that if the Amazon reaches a point of no return, the rainforest could actually become a dry savanna, no longer habitable for much of its wildlife. But if that wasn't enough doom and gloom for you, the Brazilian city of Sao Paulo looked pretty apocalyptic. There, the smoke plumes traveled 2,000 miles and blotted out the sun earlier this week. And by the way, this isn't just one isolated crisis. As of today, parts of British Columbia, Canada, and Alaska are also burning, while more than 13.5 million acres of Siberia are ablaze too. Maybe we could take a cue on employee-employer relationships from one of our Northern European allies. Allow me to explain. For more than 40 years, Germany has required that companies with greater than 2,000 workers reserve 50% of their seats on the board for elected representatives from the actual workforce. I know, right? Super innovative, board seats for all. And those with 500 to 1,000 employees possess a third of the board seats. So there's a little bit of science on the issue I wanted to talk about. Some studies have revealed that this practice really actually increases productivity. It's called co-determination. A 94 study by two German economists found that companies who were made to keep workers on their boards invested more in business infrastructure. That increased capital and apparently increased the value add per workers. While the effort didn't seem to impact wages for high-end wage earners or those on the lower end, what it did find was it expanded business. It was good for all. and new research out this summer sheds even more light on the subject. It suggests that worker representation could increase job security and give workers a greater sense of dignity, since their contributions would then become a part of the overall work culture. So here's why you should care. Executive pay has skyrocketed, while average worker wages have definitely not. According to a recent study from Equilar Institute and the New York Times, the highest paid big business executives make 254 times the salary of an employee getting the median pay. So the head honchos at these businesses might want to think about co-determination and some other changes as well. 2020 Democratic candidates Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren both have released plans to increase worker influence in corporate boardrooms. Employers might want to acknowledge that workers may actually know the business better than anyone, since they're doing the work on the ground. And while co-determination may not solve all the problems in corporate America, it would certainly be a start.
Thanks for watching Hill TV on YouTube. Be sure to click subscribe and hit the bell so you know when we post new videos. And head to thehill.com for all the latest political news.